What's up, my dudes? My name is Sister Turley, and in this video, I'm just going to be talking about the bugs in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, or the glitches, or whatever you want to call them. So, there's actually quite a few of them in this game. They're kind of hidden under all of the layers of, oh, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is so awesome, so a lot of people just don't notice them, I guess, or something. I don't know. There's a couple of them that are almost game-breaking, I mean, for certain aspects of the game anyways. So, let's just get right in here to it. So, the first one is, and you'll see a little bit of it here in this gameplay, but the first one is when you actually go in to knife somebody with the combat knife, a lot of times it will like just try to knife in the air again without you ever even hitting the knife button. Like if you actually get a successful knife hit, you noticed it right there, it looked like I tried to knife again right after I knifed somebody, but no, it automatically does that. And this is actually very game breaking to knifing people and stuff, because a lot of times you're trying to get another knife right after the first one if you're in close quarters and stuff. So it's almost game breaking to trying to use the combat knife. I don't know how they never noticed this little bug or this little glitch right here, because all you really have to do, it doesn't happen every single time you knife somebody, but a lot of the times it does. I would say probably anywhere from 50 to 60% of the time you get a successful knife hit on somebody, it's going to automatically try to knife again in the air without you ever even hitting the knife button again. So I'm not sure why it does this, and I'm not sure how they didn't figure this out, but it's one of those things I can see. You know, most people don't just run around with the combat knife, so they don't even see this bug right here. It's a little bit frustrating because it's like, man, a fun aspect to the game, being able to run around and do the knifing, and most people don't even do it, so most people probably would never even see that bug, and so then it doesn't even get fixed. So a little bit frustrating, but for me, liking to do just random crazy stuff like running around knifing people or running around with a pistol or a shotgun, something crazy, it's a little disappointing that there's something like that in there. It's not totally game breaking, but it's frustrating as all get out, man. It's like, really, you know, y'all didn't see this when you were, you know, making the game. Like, oh, when you knife somebody, it tries to knife again without you even hitting the knife button. See, this is one of those occasions right there where it did it, and it actually caused me to where I couldn't get that kill right there, because it was knifing in the air without me even hitting the button, and I couldn't go over there and get another knife kill with it. So with a thing like combat knives where you're real close quarters and you're getting a lot of kills right in a row, that's almost game breaking to the knifing. So that's one of the biggest ones I found. And another one that you'll notice, and I play on PS4, so this one may only, and a lot of these may only be on PS4, or some of them may only be on Xbox One, you know, so I can't really say which is on what, but I can say what's on PS4 because I have the PS4, but I don't know what's on what the bugs are for the Xbox One and stuff. So so another thing you'll notice is sometimes, and I say this happens probably about anywhere from probably 10 to 20% of the matches I'm in this game, which is quite a bit for what this actually does right here. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed this, but like when you're trying to aim in or move, the actual, the right thumbstick, the one that you actually look around with, it'll almost feel like it's slowed down, or it starts to kind of skip around on you to where you can't aim properly. It's almost like somebody took control of your aiming all of a sudden, and then it kind of goes back and it gets back to normal, and then it'll do it again, and then it kind of does it over and over in between a match. And sometimes you have matches where it doesn't do it at all, and sometimes it's almost doing it the whole time. So that's definitely another one of those big bugs or glitches that it's game breaking, man. I mean, when it happens, it kind of feels like, you know, you're having a bad connection or something all of a sudden, but you're not. I don't really understand what's going on with that, but yeah, it's just kind of one of those where you kind of lose control of the right thumbstick a little bit. Like, you can still use it, but it's not good, okay? That's a pretty tough one that needs to be fixed pronto ASAP, including with the knifing. These ones that I'm naming off right off the bat, these need to be fixed like ASAP, man. And these are some of those that I'm like, what? Y'all didn't find these? Like, y'all didn't play it enough in the beta? Y'all didn't figure these out? I don't know. I know there's a lot that goes into game making, but come on, man. Like, when I'm sitting there knifing somebody and it just randomly knifes again in the air when I don't even hit a button, like, come on. That's a pretty big bug, bro. Like, fix it quickly. So, all right. So another one is the spawns. In free-for-all anyways, they're always going to be crazy in free-for-all, and I understand that, but there's been a few times where I've literally spawned in on the exact same spawn as somebody, and we actually are literally in the exact same position and we're like colliding into each other. I've never had that happen in any other Call of Duty before. Like, you know, yeah, somebody will spawn really close to you or spawn kill you, they say, where they spawn kind of, you know, like right beside you or something. But I've never had a Call of Duty where I literally spawned in the exact same position as somebody and we're like colliding and we just die instantly. Like, I've never had that happen before. So spawns need to be tweaked a little bit for sure. Because see, I'm not mad about a spawn, somebody that spawns close to me or whatever and kills me. I'm not so mad about that because that's not really that's not super game breaking. It's not like a big bug. But this that I'm talking about where we're actually spawning on each other, that's a bug. No doubt about it. So, okay, so another thing is that the theater mode, there's so many bugs with the theater mode, man. I don't know. I feel like they just kind of, you know, threw the theater mode in there and didn't really worry too much about it because there's a lot of crazy things. For instance, sometimes if you like skip ahead in the theater mode or you fast forward or you skip back or do anything like that, your footage is pretty much screwed, okay? It will do weird things where it'll be like skippy, the audio will be off, anything like that. Just a plethora of things can happen when you start trying to skip or fast forward or skip back or anything like that. And that's the whole point of theater mode. You're supposed to be able to skip forward and fast forward and do all that, and it still all work properly, but it doesn't. There's all different kinds of glitches that can happen and everything. I once had it to where I fast forwarded in one of these theater modes and I was using my flamethrower, you know, later on down into the footage, and then I like rewinded it all the way and it just showed my flamethrower shooting constantly even when I just had a normal gun in my hands, and it would just sit there with the flamethrower going the whole time, and it'll just do weird glitchy things like that. So the theater mode's definitely buggy. If you do not just start it from the beginning and don't like fast forward or rewind or do anything, usually it'll be okay. But if you try to, you know, go through and look at anything and then try to play it, there's a lot of different glitches and whatnot that'll happen with it then. So okay, so another thing is sometimes it just won't connect you online for whatever reason. It's kind of weird, I don't know, and then you just go to play online, you just hit the play online button and it connects you a lot of the times. I don't know, it's just that's not that big of a deal because a lot of times all it is one button away from connecting, but sometimes it just doesn't automatically want to connect. I'm not really sure why, so that's just a little one. But okay, so sometimes this is another fairly decent big one here. Not super big, but for me, because I'm a paint job creator and kind of a camo lover and stuff like that, this one's a little bit bigger here. But so what happens sometimes is, you know how you can make like your showcase weapon that like shows off your weapon and everything? There's a lot of glitchy type things that happen when you're trying to show a certain paint job on your showcase weapon. Like when you try to set your showcase weapon to a certain paint job that you have that you made in the gunsmith. So you have to make it in the gunsmith before you have to make like the variant with a certain paint job and all that before you can actually make it your display weapon or your showcase weapon, I meant. So, but sometimes it'll like show a totally different paint job that you had on a different gun on a completely different gun. There's just so many different little glitchy things that happen when it comes to your showcase weapon and little paint job stuff like that. So, okay, so another thing that I am really frustrated with about this game is that, and I've noticed it more in this game than I have in any other Call of Duty, and for whatever reason, some of you guys have probably noticed this, but it's so hard to get into a lobby with the full amount of people and then not have anybody leave throughout the game. That's one of the hardest things. I don't think I've ever played a free-for-all match that literally kept everybody in the lobby the entire game. A lot of times, half the people leave, and then, you know, it completely changes the way the game plays. Free-for-all is supposed to play a certain way, and when you take half the players out of it, it plays totally different. So it's almost game-breaking in that sense. And I know a lot of you guys are probably saying, well, sometimes you join in a lobby and you join midway through the lobby, and that's okay. A lot of times that happens. I'll join in, and it'll be midway through the game or whatever, and I always get put on the team that's losing. But it's okay. You know, that makes sense. But a lot of times when you play through that match that you got put into, then everybody leaves at the end of the match, and then no one's there. So then you go try to join another one, and then it may only have half of the people in it. It's so hard to find a lobby that has the full amount of people starting at the beginning, okay, and then not having everybody leave by the end of the game. That's one of the hardest things to find, and a lot of times You're getting put in lobbies with the half amount of people the whole time, and I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. But for this game, I've noticed it more than I have in any other Call of Duty. It just, a lot of times you'll be sitting there like, man, can I not get in a lobby with full people? And then it'll throw you in one that's halfway done. It's like, all right, I'll finish this game, and then it'll be in a full lobby the next game, but nope, it'll be a lot of people left out of that one, so then you got to leave that one, and a lot of times it'll join you in another one that had already going game in session, and then you'll join that one, and then it'll be over with, and then a bunch of those people will leave, and then you'll try to go join another one, and it'll have half the amount of people in it. It's like a never-ending cycle, and it's just, I don't know, even if you get into a free-for-all lobby with the full amount of people, I promise you by the end of it, there will at least be 3 or 4 of them that left pretty much every single time, and that totally changes the flow of the game and how it's supposed to play. If there's not as many people on free-for-all, then you're not going to kill as fast, it's going to be slower paced, it's going to be a totally different experience, and it kind of ruins it in that fact. But yeah, so that's kind of some of the bugs about Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and trust me, I love this game. I think it is a very good game, gun balance-wise and gameplay-wise, way better than Advanced Warfare and Ghost and all that. Definitely an improvement, but there's still a couple of these little bugs and glitches and stuff that frustrate me a little bit, just because I know they had 3 years on this game, and they did beta testing, and they must have played it just tons, but the knife still just randomly knifes in the air when you don't even hit the button after you get a knife kill. Very bizarre how just little stuff like that happens. I just don't get it, But for instance, I could be sitting here going, I could be complaining about something a lot bigger, but I'm not, because they've got it all working properly. A lot of the bigger kind of glitches and stuff, or there could be something way worse. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but there still are some game-breaking kind of bugs and glitches that I hope they get worked out soon. So, anyways, and I think they will. I think they'll figure it out and get the whole knifing glitch thing worked out, and the whole where it kind of takes control of your looking around and your aiming and everything. I think they'll get that fixed as well. So, anyways, I appreciate all you watching these videos, and I'll keep on making them. Peace.